Hello, welcome back to the channel, to the live stream. Today is day 12 of the Workflow Builder Automation series, and today we're going to be working on adding authentication to the node, right? It's, it's important to add authentication to the node, so that we can sort of uh, bring them back to the front end, right? So what we're basically doing is we are bringing all of this to the front end for us to work with, right? So like we're going to be bringing them here, down here, right? So you'll be able to connect your accounts, right? Sort of thing. I want you to be able to connect your account straight up. Like, oh, when you select your account, it sort of takes you to the API endpoint, right? Where you, connect to your Google account, to your Stripe account, or Discord or something, right? And we save those tokens into the database. But we're not going into the call of that yet. What we're going into basically right now is making sure that the the um, each node that basically uses authentication like Gmail, Google Sheets, Stripe. We have the authentication property available, right? So if we have the authentication property available, it will give us, an edge to make use of them, right? Like we'll be able to make use of those uh that property. So it will be like if there's authentication key in the description, right? It means there's need for authentication, and then we can sort of like hide or show the authentication component. So just to recap, last week, which was episode 12 or 11, or did 11, we did we did work on the node settings, right? And we started splitting out some things, and we work on making sure the node are showing perfectly, right? You can check out my LinkedIn and my Twitter X. So what we did last week was we made sure that the nodes are well positioned, right? They're showing top down. They're showing top down position where they need to show, and we had nodes in between, right? When you had nodes in between, it get added, right? And we have started saving those nodes, the workflow entirely itself, into the database. So the workflow is going straight to the database, which is awesome, which has putting us in, you know, in about uh, 30 to 30%, right, of this workflow builder, right? 30 to 35% of this workflow builder, because um, the main part that is remaining is we adding the functions, right? The functionalities of like, okay, if webhook does come in, right? What functions are going to be handling that? Okay, and if we got some Stripe actions, or like some Stripe, some Google Sheet actions, some Gmail actions, right? How do we call those functions, right? And also passing of parameters from one node to another as well. We need to work on that as well. I'm sorry, just been having cold and kata, cold and cough. Okay. Um. So let's continue. So we have added this, basically just for the authentication, right? Just go, which then when you click, you can connect the account. But basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, like I said previously, we're going to be creating a different component for this, right? So instead of showing the select that we have previously used, so this is going to be so instead of having like connect an account, yes, it's going to be this change button that is going to be here, right? Like statically it's going to be here, right? But when you click on it, instead of showing this, it's going to show this drop down, right, where you have to search for what you're looking for, right? Okay, so when you're done choosing the sheet, like app and event, this get checked. So we have to do that. I'm going to add that functionality here first, and then we continue from there. Okay, so let's do that. And also, one of the problems we're facing is if we switch from one node to another, right, the states does change, but unfortunately the view doesn't like react immediately. Like it does react that something has changed, right? Like if you see here, you see clicking on send email, that didn't change anything, right? So we need to work, we need to make sure that works as well. So those are the little details that we shouldn't forget about this. So saving to the database is working perfectly, which is awesome. So let's get started on this. Okay, so the let's go into the node settings, and now for the node authentication, there's one thing we're going to add is we have the selected node dot no, that's not what we wanted to actually. So what we want to do is we want to get the properties of the node. So we want to do nodes like the state dot available nodes, and we can sort of use the available nodes here. So what we have to do is available node dot find where the selected node dot id equals, not id actually, selected node dot data, data